Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hey, everybody, Charles here, and welcome to another great show. Now, I get a little excited. Maybe I'm a little biased because when I get my next guest on the show, it's just phenomenal. He brings the heat, he brings the knowledge, and he always brings something great for the business world. So I'm a little biased when I see my friend down there. So without further ado, you guys should know who it is by now. Steven, let's go.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey, Steven, how you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, my friend?
Listen, when I see you there, I see you in my feed, in my news feed, and Steven wants to come on because he has something great to talk about. I get a little biased. I get a little excited. I start researching all the stuff you're doing and what you're doing next. This one's big, Steven. I don't know where you came up with this concept, but this one's big.
Yeah, this is perhaps our biggest ever to date, and we're so excited about this. And it took a lot of research and time to come up with it and realize what was happening. But this is big. We're excited. The feedback we're getting already is phenomenal. So yeah, it's
all right. So if people have been sleeping underneath a rock and they don't know who Steven is, Steven, give us some background on yourself before we dive into this.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is I'm just a for-profit social enterprise entrepreneur who's focused on making the world a better place, and I've just created a new way, perhaps a better way, some might say, of making sure that happens. So, that's who I am today, and I'm very proud of that, by the way.
All right. So we've always talked about giving back. Giving back is the number one thing we've always talked about, how companies and how business people can give back to our community, whereas within food, resources, feeding children, like the whole 9 yards. So what you have for us today, Steven?
Well, we've just, I mean, this new chapter of my life, which has been going on for now 6-7 years, is really about, making a positive impact in the world. And so to do that, you kind of have a research of where we are, what we're doing, and the progress we're making. And so we just built this new model, which, as I said, is a for-profit social enterprise that provides transparency, sustainability, and collaboration. And it's really tapped into, especially this particular program, tapped into allowing corporations to, we call it DMG, do more good, by using marketing budgets rather than philanthropic dollars, which they use to the tune of about 25 billion every year right now in Canada, the United States. But we can get them to do more by giving them what they need. And that's why we call this particular program ROI-2.
Okay, so go back for a second. You said to use their marketing dollars instead of explain that part.
So the reality, if again doing the research, we give 500 billion, Canada, United States in general, give 500 billion US dollars every year to charity, 1.76 charities and nonprofits. Of that, $25 billion is given by the corporate world. And it's only 5%, but it's set up that way because there's a formula that companies give a certain percentage. They get to write that off, and then before they pay their taxes, reduces their taxes. They pay their taxes, they're left with after-tax profit, and then, quite frankly, they're not giving that. That's allotted for other people, shareholders, and things like that. But those same companies, Charles, spend 350 billion US dollars every year on marketing. And so we looked at that and said, how is it possible to tap into that to allow them to do more good, but also make sure that we give them what they want, which any CMO today is going to want a return on investment. So how they sell product. And that's what we focused on. That's how we came up with this particular model.
All right. So ROI-2. You know what I mean? Yeah, we're taking it to the next level, changing things up. So tell us how it's a little different, how we change it up so people can really understand the difference.
Yeah, so it's really just a matter of going to a CMO and saying, listen, you have marketing dollars. You're looking to get sales out of those marketing dollars in the positioning of the brand and all those different things. So we're going to do all that, but we're going to take those dollars and we're going to also do good. In our case, we're going to feed children. Our first goal is to eradicate child hunger in North America. So we're going to feed children, but then through our give back program, because we are a for-profit, we're then able to sell the company's product, make sure that we sell it's 100% actually. So they give $1 million, they get $1 million in sales, And then we use that product, the company's product, to do even more good by how we give that away and how we position that for the company to enhance their brand and strengthen the emotional connection.
So they're still getting marketing out of it.
It's still a marketing dollar. We use this now. We actually have contracts with companies and communities in Miami right now. We have sponsorship partnerships now where we're turning the sponsorship, which, all events sponsor, but really that's about the value of your brand and positioning of your brand. And we're saying, okay, well, that's great, but why don't we add our program in there so we also have the sale of the company's product in that? So still get everything out of it, but now we're kind of changing the sponsorship, which is, again, marketing dollars. So that's what we're doing.
So from my understanding now, it makes it easier for the company to give back. It's part of their marketing dollars. They're still marketing, so they're not losing out because it's all tied into one. And you're helping them actually do better marketing and do better at the same time.
Yeah, it's really a win-win-win situation. It really hit where we were talking. I was meeting with this major corporation in New York, and when I went into the meeting and met the team, she introduced her chief sustainability officer. We're talking about marketing, and so that was a real eye opener to me because I really realized that we're going to make a measurable impact in ESG scores and all the different things that other areas of non-marketing want to get into, but we can now do it in a package where we can deliver those return on investments for those CMOs, making sure their products get sold, the brands get enhanced, but also affects other areas of the company, which is really cool.
Yeah, because when I'm doing some research here, I said that marketing is the new hottest thing is social impact. So social impact marketing is the new style. So it's no more just putting up your logo or putting up some colors and putting up some brands. It's different on changing that. So for all the new companies and trying to get into social impact marketing, talk to us about that.
Well, it's a spin-off. So social impact is a broad term. So how are you doing good? How is it affecting your employees, your purchasers, your clients? So it's really now about everybody's trying to come together which we need to, quite frankly, in order to eradicate some of these serious challenges we're facing: hunger, homelessness, climate. So companies are realizing that if they position their brand effectively doing that, so they can actually show people that they're doing it, is really important. And we need to use all facets of the company, financial, marketing, all the different areas. So that's really what it's all about. And it's really how we can, with this model, play a key role in that. Because again, as I mentioned, 350 billion a year is spent in marketing, which is a lot of money. And if we can now go into a company and say, we can help you with your sale of your product, the positioning of your brand, strengthening the emotional position of that, that's a win-win-win. And why wouldn't they want to do it?
Right. And I love, us, when we first talked about the win-win-win factor, everybody's winning, everybody's doing good. And at the end of the day, that's the main thing. All right. So I went to this new site. We'll put it up on the screen so you guys can check it out. It's self-explanatory. It's real easy. You know what I mean? If you're at a company and you're like, oh, this is interesting, maybe my boss might be interested, whatever, just send them to the website. It's really, just send them to the website. They'll understand it right off the bat. There's let me scroll down here, right? There's a video on here. So it'll be self-explanatory right there. Okay. It's a lovely cartoon video. Then right here, it's all about the slides. So they can look at it right there. There's some information. And then if you want more information, you can just sign up. To the point, right there. You don't have to learn anything. You could just go there and say, here, and just hit the slides. And it explains everything straightforward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've really simplified it, Charles. I think that's only like a 6-page deck. There's even a spreadsheet on there so they can fully see, how the money flows and how we're able to get that back. It's one of the big questions we get from companies. Well, how are you able to do this? If you're taking $1 million, but you're guaranteeing $1 million in sales, and it's through the original creation of this strategic model that allows everybody to win more than they put in, which is our fundamental, offering of everything we do. So it's a really, really good program, and I think it's going to help a lot of people, and it's certainly going to help us, get our win by eradicating, the 17 million children that go hungry on a daily basis or suffering food insecurities in America and Canada.
Well, this is why this one's my number one slide right here. You know what I mean? Kids get fed. That's all I need to read.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Plain and simple. There's too many hungry kids out there, starving, not going through things. Even like the simple breakfast to go to school, starving in school. This is an opportunity for companies to really get out there, market their business, and do good at the same time.
Yeah. And just as an aside to that, Charles, it doesn't really, that's our goal. Obviously, our part of this is eradicating that child hunger in North America. Other companies, of course, who are focused on climate or whatever, this still plays a role in that, because we have a double-edged kind of sword when we're talking with corporations, and where their product is actually going to do good as well. So that's a really, really key thing. And a lot of companies, when they look and they say, well, this is about child hunger, we're about this. It's got nothing to do with it. Their brand, we're not using their brand to get that 50,000 in the course of $1 million. We get 50,000 kids fed on a monthly basis, a meal a day. But we're also using their product, because that's the deal. And we use that to do good. In Miami, for example, we're talking about giving cars back to, people who needed, the single mother who takes an hour and a half bus each way. So it's going to affect a lot of people and help those brands rise above to show people that they are doing good, and that it's all transparent. The one thing about our model, which a lot of people catch on to right away, fully transparent, it's sustainable, because our model is a subscription, and it's collaboration. We are stronger together. We need to realize we need to come together to rise up, and this is the perfect model to do that.
Yeah, say that one more time, Stephen. Say that one more time, because that's the main thing. It's stronger together. That's the main thing right there.
Yeah, well, we are for sure, but we need transparency today. People need to know where their money's going, what the impact it's making. We need to create sustainability. We need to make sure this is ongoing. I was talking to somebody who's doing a wonderful program, and we're telling about all this, and the program's probably going to last a year. And I said, this is fantastic. Good, good for you. At the end of the year, when you're finished and you're gone and the kids are now hungry again, now who's going to feed them? Right. And right away, he even said, wow, that is something I don't think a lot of people think of. He said, well, we did. And so through our subscription model, and according to one of the leading marketing agencies and research agencies in the world, on average, they'll do our model for 9 years. So we're going to make it even better where it lasts longer than that. But this is a sustainability. We need to create sustainability. And really the question about sustainability is, it's really easy to create. Just make sure every touch point wins more than they put in, because then why would they stop? That's what our goal is.
That's a fantastic stat that you just said. So when they jump on, they love it so much. It's longevity, long sustainability with you guys, that they were like, oh, this is easy. This is something easy to do, or marketing tools. It's like a spinning wheel. Once they do it the first time, they just jump on it and jump on every time.
Exactly. This slide, that circular giving type of thing. And we make sure they do that again, Charles, because every touch point in our model, every touch point, whether it's a company, an individual, a subscriber, the child, that they're going to win more than they put in. It's a constant type of thing. And we do that by making sure that that we have all these tools in our model. For example, a subscriber gets a discount mobile app. They get all these different things so that they continue to do it, because as 19-year-old kids said to us in our focus groups, why would we stop? That's the question we always want to answer. So if you can get it to the point where they wouldn't, well, now you've really got something. That's true sustainability.
All right. So I'm going to put the website right there.
Okay. It's upside down. Oh, no, there it is. Yep. I'm upside down.
So there you go. I'm going to give you a while to copy it down. I'll put it in the description as well, so you can just click on the link, make it easy for everybody to go out to everybody, because this is, like I said, it's a no-brainer. You know what I mean? If you can just show one person. I know sometimes, you go to your boss and it's hard to explain things and they're like, it's something new and then you want to explain it. Just say, hey, sir, do you mind if I send you a link? That's it.
That's what we do.
Send them the link, step away, walk away, and I guarantee you they'll figure it out on their own. It's a real simple thing. So I've just put the link into the chat. So it's going to go on all the platforms.
Perfect.
So just copy and paste it, take it out, send it to your boss, and move on from there. Now, Steven, the question everybody always asks, like, oh, I don't know. Is this for us? Is it for me? Who is this program tailored to?
Well, I mean, certainly in my opinion, there isn't a company that shouldn't be taking some of their marketing dollars and doing this program. Large companies have huge budgets. I've dealt with them, my entire career. So taking, $1 million to do it, but even smaller companies, they want that return, and we get really, really creative, Charles. That's the fun part we have, honestly, is, it's kind of, we've got the whole operation about feeding and how we get subscribers, and we deal with our social impact or social media influencers to do all that. We partner with them. But the real fun is, what can we do? Like I said with the car company, giving 2 cars a month to citizens of Miami who are voted on, by the way, by the citizens of Miami to receive those cars. That's the real fun part. Obviously, a great thing for the company to be doing that, but also great for the individuals who are receiving that, changes their lives. So there's so much more that this has that ripple effect. And that's what we're really excited about. We get to, we have scholarship things now with some companies, and it's just a lot of fun that we can do. So that's really the power of the model that we've created.
See, there's one thing that you keep mentioning, and I'm a big fan of this, because if you know me, everybody, I'm a big fan of this. He's saying the community gets involved, scholarships, people vote. That's what a great brand, great marketing, that's what it does. It brings the whole community in. So your brand and your marketing might not go to a certain person because they might not be looking for that. But the one thing they will always come is community. For sure. And once you bring in the community, your marketing is 100% gold to me. Bring in the community. Everybody's working together. They see your brand. Who knows? Later on in the future, they might come back to you. They're like, something? I'm going to try these guys out, because they see you in the community, public relations, number one goal. So that's fantastic, Steven.
Yeah, no, it's about building communities is important. More important maybe today than it's ever been. And especially with the younger generation, they get really passionate about their community. And when you start doing good in their community and things that they can participate in, that's a real win-win-win. And so that's what we're doing.
All right. So before we let you go, tell everybody one more time, if they're meeting you for the first time, explain to them, why should they jump onto this program?
Well, I think that, again, everybody wins. Every touch point wins more than put in. So no matter what they're doing, whether a company, an individual, you're going to win more than you put in. You're going to feel good about it, but you're really going to feel good about what we're doing because it's fully transparent. You know exactly what we're doing. You know the impact it's creating. And, we're having a lot of fun doing it. I think that that's what you have to do in order to engage people. You have to make sure that they're enjoying it as well. It fulfills all of those needs. It fulfills the needs of every touch point that comes in, and that's our model. So, I think that any companies out there that have marketing budgets, which I think that about 100% of them do, you should look at this, because it can be done big, small, it doesn't matter, but the results are the same. You're going to, get a return on investment and a return on impact, and you're going to help make the world a better place and strengthen your brand with a much stronger emotional connection. So
that's fantastic. All right, Steven. So what's next? You're always thinking, this is round 2. I call it round 2. You know what I mean? And we all know it. A fight, a boxing ring is a long, steady match. You got to go in there, take your time. Muhammad Ali, do the rope-a-dope. Where do you see this going? How far do you see you taking this?
Well, I think that we can do, we're only in about, round 2 of that 15 round. We just keep coming up with new, interesting programs. And, I think this particular one, being able to tap into existing, things that are already there, like the marketing budgets for corporations, and allowing them to do that seamlessly. It's like, well, this is kind of, yesterday, this is a no-brainer. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to make all of our programs. Like, this is an easy one to incorporate into what we're doing. So that's what we're doing right now, where we got a new university program. I'll be talking to you in a couple of months that we're rolling out. So very exciting things going on. But it's, one of the things I've always thought is that there's kind of a lack of creativity in this whole bringing people together and making sure that everyone wins and getting them excited about being involved. And so that's kind of what RTG Group, Receiving Through Giving, that's what we bring to this industry. And we do it by collaborating again. So we collaborate with charities and nonprofits. We all kind of work together to win, but also to eradicate some of these very serious challenges that we're going. One of them obviously is hunger, but we focus on others as well. So I think that it's really just a matter of reaching out, having a conversation. We talk to anybody who wants to talk and learn more about it. And, we're excited in the future. It's going to be very exciting for the next 5 years for us.
Well, I'm excited to see what the next chapter is, because it's always bringing something hot, always fire. And then the great thing about it is, if you want to get on board, and I'm talking out to other corporations, you see the value on this, but you want to take it to the next level. You want to bring other partners in it. And the one thing you said last time, Stephen, that is not only you can tag team with somebody. That's the great part about it, is work with your other sister companies and come in, put more dollars in it, do a bigger impact. That was the number one key thing that I found was phenomenal with what you're doing. It's always open.
Yeah, no, it's exciting. We're having a lot of fun with it. And, what a wonderful way to, that I've transited all this time. As you know, Charles, I've had a pretty interesting past with professional sports and advertising and all this other stuff. I've never been more excited at a chapter of my life that I'm doing right now, and being able to, make that impact, measurable, transparent, collaborative. I mean, it's just kind of the ideal model, maybe what I was put on this earth to do. So I'm very happy where I am right now.
There you go. All right, everybody. Like I always said, you didn't have to watch, you didn't have to listen, but I'm so glad you did. So I'm going to ask you to do one thing for me. One thing and one thing only. Share that link. Could be anybody. If you're looking for a small business, you could be a small business and you want to do some marketing and do something good this year. Try it out. Click that link. Send that link to everybody else, and we will make the change together. Thanks, Stephen.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll see you next time, everybody.
Has come to an end. But the fun doesn't have to stop here. If you have any questions, suggestions, or feedback, head over right now to Twitter and Facebook and like, share, and get involved. Join us next time.
Please be advised that this podcast is meant for educational and informational